Hey there, guys. Welcome to Confessions of the Idiots. Everybody wants to confess, but not everyone wants to hear them. Today, I'm joined on the isolation tapes by one of my favorite guests of all time. It is the great Zachary Ruane, joining me from outside right now. Hey, Zachary Ruane.
Hello. I am joining you from 2001 California Adventure Park,
How
the
did you get
sister
flights?
park of. Um, I got flights with Virgin. They're just giving
Okay,
them out.
they're still going.
They just shot me an email being like, please.
Just go to
So I
California.
just jumped in a flight.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, please come to. And so I went to California Adventure Disneyland, which is next door to Disneyland.
great.
No one's here, which is sick. I'm just
Yeah,
walking around,
you look
having a
well.
great time.
You
Thank
look
you so
good.
much.
You look good. Have you
Um,
kept your face covered up the whole time? You're being safe?
yes, I'm being safe. I'm doing it to be safe. I'm
Yeah.
also doing it because if you tuned in last week, you'll know in a moment of absolute insanity, shaved off my beard,
Mm.
and I am such a vain man that I've decided no one will ever see this image
Ever. But are
ever.
you having corn dogs over there? Like, what are you enjoying in California at the moment?
In California right now, where I am in the
Where you
public
are, where you definitely
spaces,
are.
where I'm congregating with others. I should say to anyone listening who's not watching the video, we're doing this over Zoom, and I've put a fake background in.
He's
I
of
am of
course
course social
joking.
distance at my house. I'm not in California. I'm not going to theme parks.
You're being jocular.
What do they say? Hashtag stay the fuck home.
Is that what they say? That's pretty rude.
That's what they're saying. It's
Who's
very
saying
rude. But
that?
do you know what's ruder? I'll
What's that?
tell you who's saying that. Heroes.
Heroes are
Heroes
saying
that are
that
saving our nanas.
because Rebecca Gibney said that. I don't know if you know that. Rebecca Gibney
Did
said
she
it.
really?
Yeah, and she posted a video of her dancing with different celebrities today. Did you see that?
No, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It has been a lot of fun, and it's never misguided. It's never a bad choice. It's always good
No.
to have lots of celebrities dancing in their huge homes, and it shows a lot of character, I think. And he's always
Did
funny.
you hear? Did you hear about Ellen got in trouble? Ellen DeGeneres
No,
got in trouble
oh,
because she made a
why?
joke.
What was her
So
joke
she made a
about?
joke. On her show, someone was like, "How's
Ellen,
your house?" Ellen on
Ellen,
the Ellen
Ellen,
show.
the Ellen show.
Her DJ man said, "How's your house?" And she
Yeah,
made a joke where she's like, "It's good, though it feels like prison."
right.
Because what did she say? She was like, because I wear the same outfit 10 days in a row and
Yeah.
everyone here is gay, which I think
Okay.
is it's a great little
Yeah.
joke
Yeah.
because she and Portia live together.
Sure.
And presumably the implication there, all of her help is gay as well. I'm
Sure.
guessing
Yeah.
she
All
does
of
have a
her
lot of
help.
help.
Yeah, I can imagine she's got a lot of help. She needs a lot of help. She's a big celeb.
She's a big celeb,
She's got to
but I
focus
think
on her
that's a great
dancing
joke.
over the coffee table.
It's a bigger coffee table in her mansion
Yes, of
than it
course.
was than it is on
Huge.
set.
Yeah. A lot of coffee.
A lot of coffee,
She can afford
and
it.
so she got in a lot of trouble for saying that. Because do you want to guess why she got in trouble?
Because
I
she's
want you to
cost
guess.
because gay isn't right, and also 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 maybe her house is so big.
You'd think that. You'd think
Yeah.
that it's tasteless.
Tasteless.
No. Now I'm not one of those lefty pinkos that have gone too far. I'm a lefty pinko.
Are you a lefty pickle? I didn't know that.
I'm a big lefty pinko.
I didn't know that.
I'm all for the, progressive. I voted for Bernie. I voted for Bernie over
You voted for
ScoMo.
right. I forgot when they ran against each other.
Yeah, I
He had
voted
nothing to
Bernie.
do after the last election, so he had to come to
Yeah.
Australia and be PM.
Came to Australia and went against ScoMo, and I voted for
Wow.
him.
Oh, and
No.
what a wonderful carcos that was.
Oh man, crazy.
Wasn't that a wonderful carcos? Yes. Wasn't that a
No,
fantastic
you're wrong.
carcos? Oh, okay.
Cuckos.
Wasn't that one of my favorite
You're
carcoses?
that was the cuckos, the Australian cuckos.
Sorry, what was your favorite carcos, Zach? Just while we're on the subject.
My favorite kakos was
Kakos?
the American Samoa kakos.
The kakos, of course, the kakos. Sorry, Zach, I cut you off before when you were talking about Ellen DeGeneres, famous for her homosexuality. She's a known homosexual, lives in a mansion with lots of help. Sorry, Zach,
And
please take it
she
away.
made a funny little joke, which I thought was a great structured joke. We're all wearing the same clothes, and if you're in a homosexual relationship, your house would the people there are all gay.
Of
Great little
course.
joke about prison.
Yes. If you're just
No,
joining,
she
this
did.
was a joke she made.
She made a joke, but she's in trouble.
Pre-kakos. Of course.
Pre-kakos trouble.
Pre-kakos
And I'm
trouble.
trying to we're trying to work out why people on Twitter were offended by it. I'm feeling very close to it, Jordan Peterson, right now. I'm not saying they're right or wrong.
He's my brother, by the way. Be careful.
No, not because her
JP.
house is big. What do you reckon? I'll give you one more guess. Why were
Okay.
people offended by that joke?
So not about the big house. I'm guessing that prison inmates were upset because they do not want to. They have style. They have grace. She's a lady. They believe that they have their own individuality, and so inmates were very upset because they also have said that you can't say they're all gay. You can't generalize.
Right. That would be a good reason to be upset. No, the reason people are upset
Yes.
is because prisons are high risk for COVID. Because
who was upset? Who was the first person?
I don't know. I only saw about it in a news.com article.
.com, of course.
But there were tweets.
Oh, there were tweets.
There were blue tick tweets.
Oh my God.
How dare Alan make a joke about prison when people in prison are at higher risk of getting COVID? Now, I'm not saying that's a long bow to draw.
But you're also not saying it's not.
I'm just saying that if you want to make any jokes, even where you're not mocking anyone, if you want to make any jokes about anyone over 70, anyone that's immunocompromised or anyone that's institutionalized at the moment, people are going to come for you because of COVID.
Because of COVID. I upset someone.
Prisons.
I upset someone the other day because I made a comment that I hope that after all of this, my favourite presenter of all time, Corona Roundtree, will still get work. And
that's fantastic. That's a great joke.
Yeah, and someone got offended, and I didn't mean to offend that person, but they were like, "You can't say that. You can't say anything about Corona." And you know what I said, Zachary Ruane?
What'd you say?
I said, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
Wake up. Because we're all fighting the good fight, Zachary Ruane. We're all fighting the good fight. Don't at me. I don't want to hear from you. We're all fighting. Don't at you. Don't at me. We're all fighting the good fight. Are you fighting the good fight, Zachary Ruane?
I'm currently developing an Instagram live that I'll be doing from the Auntie Donna account with the Hot Department. I don't know if you know the Hot Department.
Oh my God. Patrick Dernan Silva and Honor Wolf.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Very, very funny. And we're developing an Instagram live, a narrative Instagram live extravaganza that I pitched to them over Instagram chat called The Hot Department versus COVID-19, where I play an all singing, all dancing COVID-19 virus. And then they come on over an hour and play different people.
Oh my God.
Sort of like an all-seeing narrator.
When is this happening?
I don't know. In the next week, it might be out, but it might be happening. It might have already happened. We're not putting a great deal of thought into it.
You don't need to. No,
Zach. We're putting a COVID-19 filter and
people overthink things too much. You don't need to.
But I'm now worried that if you can't say Corona Roundtree, me playing an omnipotent Corona God might get me in trouble.
I think it should be fine. I wouldn't worry about it. I would just stop thinking about it, Zach, and I would just do it.
Stop thinking.
Act.
That's the most important thing.
Because Zach, we've got some wonderful online confessions today that I want to see if you think that these people should just stop thinking so much about their predicament. Because the first confession comes from Nadia. Nadia writes, "Class exists for a reason, and
Oh God.
while I hate to, while I hate to say it, I'm supremely wealthy."
She's not though.
She hates to say it, Zach, but she's.
Have you ever
supremely
met
wealthy.
anyone with money that has even gone close to saying something like
Supremely wealthy?
oh, just even wealthy?
Would you think
I'm
Ellen
wealthy.
DeGeneres is supremely wealthy? Would you say that?
She is supremely wealthy.
Yeah.
She is supremely wealthy. I once saw her interviewing Jennifer Aniston, and Jennifer Aniston was like, "You're always moving house." And I loved that house she lived in a couple of years ago. And then Ellen was like, "Well, I offered to sell it to you." And then Jennifer Aniston went a bit quiet, and she's like, I mean, I offered to sell it to you." And then Jennifer Aniston was like, you know, I couldn't afford that house." And then they
Oh
changed
my
topic.
God.
It was like this
Wow.
awkward, clunky conversation that happens between normal people. And I was like, if you're so rich that someone that was in Friends can't afford your
Yeah.
house.
Because Ellen lives like a prison mate. I will say it. I don't care. She lives like a goddamn inmate.
2 people in a
Oh,
$130 million. Isn't that amazing? That's wealthy.
amazing.
That's
That's
wealthy.
supremely
when a
wealthy,
Friends
Zach.
cast member. That's supremely. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think Nadia
Friends?
is supremely wealthy?
No.
No. All right.
Because wealthy people say, I've been fortunate.
I've been fortunate. I'm not supremely wealthy. My husband
You
and
say,
I. What are you going to say?
Yeah, go on. I was just going to repeat myself another 7 times.
My husband and I have been together for 13 years. I know this little fact because we just celebrated our 13th wedding anniversary.
Sorry. I've got to press this.
Yeah, that beautiful sound effect. Yeah.
You know, I was just going to trust her on the fact that.
Oh, you were. You're going to take her word for it.
When she said we've been married for 13 years, I was going to be like,
how do you know this?
Yeah.
Be a real stickler. How do you know this?
How do you know this?
Prove it.
Because the last wedding anniversary we celebrated was our
13 years.
That's like, it's the worst evidence. It's like me going, Sam, I'm 30 years old, and to prove it to you, I'll tell you that my last birthday was my 30th. So
I think that's a fascinating conversation to have. And I will have that with you, Zach, anytime. And I've never been happier knowing that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with him. Professionally and socially, I admire his tenacity.
Oh, great.
He's
you know what I think?
Yeah.
If she's not faking it and she is supremely wealthy, I reckon her husband wears jeans and a nice button-up shirt, but the jeans cost $400 and the button-up shirt costs $800.
Of course, and he tells you exactly how wealthy they are all the time.
Yeah,
These aren't just your regular du jour jeans.
Like that, can't buy style vibe.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
He's known as a bit of a pit bull at work and can certainly hold his own in social gatherings. People often comment on how alarmingly funny he is and wonderful stories to boot. Little do people know that his stories are nothing more than researched online. He watches great stand-up acts and rehearses these at dinner parties. This is only part one of this confession. All right, so her husband watches a lot of Bob Newhart, probably, and believes he's a master storyteller because he takes these stories, Zach, and he crafts them as his own.
You're gonna get caught.
You're gonna get caught when he's talking about growing up in the Bronx and he lives in Melbourne, Australia.
Someone's gonna be like, "That's a Chris Rock bit, man."
Why are you shouting so much? That's a Chris Rock bit, man.
Yeah, just like they
throwing the mic down.
$1,000 for the bullet. Just like, all right, man.
All right,
I'm
cool,
so
man.
sorry to interrupt you a bit, but this is Chris Rock.
The fact that he steals these stories and passes them off as his own is never something I would call him out on, but it could be used as blackmail if anything ever goes pear-shaped or sideways between us. Pear-shaped is, of course, a term I use here to describe our relationship going south. Did you understand that, Zach?
That's very funny. This is really good, Sam. I think you are now picking. You've now worked out. Zachary Ruane loves confessions in need of an edit, so I'm just going to give him them. Can you read
Give you the
that
best
line again? That is so good.
The fact that he steals these stories and passes them off as his own is never something I would call him out on, but it could be used as blackmail if anything ever goes pear-shaped or sideways between us.
Hold up, Sam.
Yeah.
Pear-shaped or sideways? You've said pear-shaped or sideways. You've used two metaphors there, but I'm still not clear.
And one would be fine.
You've said pear-shaped?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what you mean. You said sideways.
Sideways.
What does this mean? What's happening to the relationship here? Could you clarify for me, man?
Pear-shaped is, of course, a term I use here to describe our relationship going south. So she's added another metaphor.
She's just used three metaphors.
So in explaining one, she's added another.
She's just thrown three metaphors. There's at no point has she gone deeper. She's just thrown three. In this, the point of a metaphor is to convey information concisely and evocatively. And she has now used three sentences to tell you three
Just
metaphors.
nothing at all.
Fantastic.
So, 9 weeks ago, a man came to deliver some groceries. It's a small delivery service from the smallest delicatessen that provides the finest of all meats, wine, and cheeses. A delicatessen. But recently, I've been ordering twice a week from the delivery service. And why? Why do you think, Zach? Why do you think she's been ordering so much from this small delicatessen? Zach, what do you think at the moment? Why do you think she's ordering so much wine, meats, and cheese from this small delicatessen?
Is she stocking up? No, it's wine and cheese goes bad.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is stocking up so she could blackmail him for using George Carlin bits and then run away with the cheese.
Zach, I wish you were right, but she says, because I've been having sex with the delivery driver.
Ah, right.
Yes, for 9 weeks now, he's been coming to my door and then coming inside of me.
I'm sorry. I've definitely peaked the microphone there.
You let out a noise I've never heard before.
That is so funny. What? And it's not true.
It's not
because
true.
Rich people do not describe themselves as supremely wealthy. And they do not talk about the delivery service from a delicatessen with the finest cheeses. I'm middle class, and I go to places. I go to nice delicatessens sometimes. And
do you go to delicatessens?
I've been to the occasional.
Never told me that before.
I grew up in a very Italian area. I love a delicatessen. I love a specialty Italian ethnic store. The idea, it's the most never met a rich person thing that I order food not from the rich people go to Coles.
Yeah, of course they do. They go to supermarkets like the rest of us. They just drive there in a Range Rover.
Yeah, and occasionally they'll go, you know what, I am going to get really good cheese from, I'm very wealthy, I'm going to get the best cheese, but they don't go, I go to a real fancy delicatessen.
A real fancy delicatessen.
Oh, she's good.
Because I've been having sex with a delivery driver, yes, for 9 weeks now, he's been coming to the door and then coming inside of me.
Mm-hmm, yep.
Why? Well, he's absolutely stunning. I never dreamed of cheating until this much younger man turned up at my doorstep and we locked eyes for a moment. I was on the phone at the time and instantly told them that I had to dash. He told me he thought I was stunning for an older woman. And I told him to get his ass inside. You're actually okay for an older woman. Get your ass inside.
Yes.
I wasn't mucking about.
If she's real, she has some self-esteem issues.
I wasn't mucking about. I allowed him to kiss my pussy gently. I allowed him to kiss my pussy gently, and then he bent me over and fucked me on the kitchen bench. I've never dreamt of cheating on my dear husband before this, but this was exhilarating. A new thrill that I would never tell him about. And over the last few weeks, my husband had commented a few times that we have ordered a bit more than usual from our local delicatessen. And that perhaps I could slow down on the produce for a moment. But I cannot. My sex drive
Couldn't she order half as much over 2 deliveries?
Yeah.
Couldn't she just get the wine on Tuesday and the cheese and meats on Thursday? Why does she need to get so much cheese? Couldn't she throw it out before?
There's alarm bells. There's alarm bells. They're supremely wealthy, Zach. And for some reason, the husband is concerned about their wealth. Maybe don't order so much cheese and meats.
Supremely wealthy, but checking the fridge.
Checking the fridge. My sex drive, it has been the highest it has ever been. And I think of this younger man, Ted, every day that goes by.
Learn his name now.
There's 4 sentences to go and we learn his name now. I don't want to tell my dear husband about this, but I know I have an ace up my sleeve if I do. You see, without my dear husband, I have nothing. Nothing at all. But I want to have Ted licking my pussy every hour of the day. I know it might not last a long time, but the fact it is so forbidden makes me want him to lick my pussy even more.
Did she literally say lick my pussy 3 times?
Even more. Story? Yeah. So it's a beautiful story, Zachary, that comes from the beautiful Nadia. We've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all been there. What do you think she should do in this situation, Zach? Because she's basically got an ace up her sleeve with her husband ripping off these great stories. So she's got that to her advantage, Zach, hasn't she?
She does. Yeah. She does. Here's my thoughts, Sam. Firstly, how is it this woman knows 3 metaphors to describe a breakup and will use all 3 in a row, but cannot think of any other words to describe cunnilingus other than lick my pussy? How is it that she can go, my relationship goes, I can describe every way a relationship
goes south.
Pear-shaped, goes south.
Yeah.
Sideways. It's just lick my pussy, lick my pussy, lick my... Or was it kiss my pussy?
Yes, at first he kissed her pussy and then he bent her over the kitchen bench. With all the cured meats and fine wine because she couldn't fit in the fridge anymore.
This story,
too much of it.
This confession, more than any, I think it's a really smart move that you've gone one-on-one with the online because I think more voices can be very difficult. But this is a story where I really miss Ree down. I think me coming at the story for her using too many metaphors, and then Ree, I think she would have just gone to town on the kiss my pussy.
She would kiss my pussy. She wouldn't like that.
She would that would give her a half hour of material.
It's a lot, isn't it? Like, it is a lot to say, that poor Ted, and I do feel for Ted in this situation because all he's done is said, you're quite nice for an older woman. And then she said, get your ass inside.
Yeah.
And that's it.
You are attractive for an older woman.
For an older woman. He had to clarify it.
So very funny as well that like she describes herself as supremely wealthy, which indicates
Supremely
she
wealthy.
isn't.
Yeah.
And she says, "Lick my pussy 3 times," which indicates this writer might not even be a woman.
Yeah.
Do I think she should tell
Her
her
husband.
husband? Is that the question?
Yeah,
No. Should she
she's not named
blackmail her
him.
husband?
She should blackmail him for
I
the funny stories.
I cannot think of a worse equivalence ever. What a what what a there is no way the idea that someone's like, I heard you were sending your husband broke on the finest pen cheddar while simultaneously cheating on him with a younger man,
Getting your pussy licked.
getting your pussy licked. And she goes, well, you think that's bad? His funny repartee is just it's just the Death Star canteen bit.
Yeah, just using all Eddie Izzard's material. He's got to burn through them, Zach, because he's got so many social gatherings to go through. Because
There's no way he wouldn't have gotten caught for that anyway, Sam.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a secret. That's just like, people would be like, dude, that's material I've heard on the internet.
I've heard it so many times before. So you think that Nadia's got this ace up her sleeve? She can maybe stop fucking the delivery guy, and in the meantime, just say, come clean to her husband and say, by the way, just so you know, I can call you at any time.
He would be like,
I've got dirt on you too.
I've got dirt on you too. You've been fucking another man. Yeah, but yeah, I may have been fucking another man, but your bits are. I don't think she has much to stand on. I would probably not try to blackmail him.
Oh, okay.
That.
Yep.
I'd probably, just do what she thinks is morally and ethically the most important thing to do. If she feels she needs to tell him, if that falls into her ethical and moral compass, then she should tell him. I don't think she has much with the comedy stuff. I don't think that's really going to bring him down. I think she'll be like, oh no, I'm keep revealing my naked face. I think she would go, hey, did you know this is my husband's been stealing bits? And people would be like, yeah, we've known that for years. He's walking around talking about $1,000 bullets.
The only routine he has. It's a great story, though. It's such a good story.
That is a good story.
It's a good story. Well, Zachary Ruane, I've got one more wonderful confession that comes to you today from Sid. Sid writes, I'm a good guy that cares about friendships. Then he says, after that, so he says, I'm a good guy that cares about friendships.
Sorry. Did you just hear kitchen, like
I did.
Everything breaking in the kitchen behind me? That's the
Mm.
future of podcasting for the next 6 months.
Do you need to check? It's groundbreaking. It really is. Do you need to check to make sure the kitchen is okay?
No, it sounds just like metal pans and stuff. And also I like the vibe that like, this is like that, like, Zach's an asshole. He just let things break in the kitchen behind him.
But it also proves the point that you're not in America right now. So let's just... That's
true.
Yeah. Unless it's a kitchen. It could be a commercial kitchen.
That's true. Yeah. Making corn dogs.
Let's not rule it out. They're making so many corn dogs. I'm a good guy that cares about my friendships. Food for thought. That's what he says. Food for thought.
I'm a good guy that cares about friendships. Food for thought.
So I think we're meant to think about that.
So far past anything I can... Like, that just... What the fuck? It doesn't make any sense.
I'm always prepared to have a laugh at my own expense and put my friends first. And so when one of our boys, Gav, told us he was getting engaged, I was beyond happy for him. I even joked that I would hold the Bucks party for him. It would be epic. So that just sounds like a nice offer. It doesn't sound like you joke about something like that. Like, yeah, no. hold the Bucks party for you. Like, this doesn't sound like a joke, does it? It sounds like,
No, that
great.
just is an offer.
That's an offer. That's a nice offer.
He said that what was that thing he said about being funny? He loves a laugh. Did he say that in the
He
mix
loves
there?
to laugh as much as the next person. Yeah.
Is that relevant? Does that come back?
No.
No. So really, it's about him being a good, loyal friend.
Yep.
And then he's just thrown in the middle of saying the same thing twice. He's just thrown in the middle. Oh, and by the way, I love a laugh.
Yeah. I love a laugh.
laugh.
I love a laugh. That's just describing him as a person. It's got nothing to do with his confession.
Does his confession have stuff to do with being a loyal friend?
Yep.
Yeah, great. Fantastic. Great.
The trouble is that the boys and I don't really like Gab's missus, Tamsin.
Yeah.
She's really Tamsin. She's really tightly wound and never really fit in with the boys.
Oh God, he's a cool guy.
We've all wondered why Gav puts up with her. And apart from being a 10 out of 10 babe, she's one of the most annoying chicks any of us have ever come across.
Oh my God.
She always tells Gav to pull his head in. And I think that if he gets married to Tamsin, then she will force him to drift apart from the boys. That's just something that none of us are prepared to face.
I can't express how much I don't like this.
You don't like Sid?
Oh,
no.
My God. She let him leave you. What is this? You're not... Anyway.
One of the boys. So we just want Tamsin and him to break up. Mm-hmm. She was so annoying with her engagement ring, literally showing anyone at any bar or cafe and constantly taking photos of it at the table. We get it. You're getting married. The bitch is usually on her phone anyway, instead of talking to the boys. But the rest of the boys are too chicken shit to tell Gav how we really feel about her. We're worried Gav might take it personally.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
The one you love. We hate the one you love. So, Zach, at this point, Gav's too chicken shit. Sorry, no. Yeah. Not Gav. Gav's not the one that's too chicken shit. Sid is too chicken shit to tell Gav how he feels about Tamsin. What do you think? What do you think Sid is going to do in this situation?
Murder Tamsin.
Murder Tamsin. Okay. He's not going to go that far, but he is going to go. He is going to do something to Tamsin.
Oh man, I don't know. This guy sounds like just
cool guy.
Like proper dude.
Proper cool dude, man.
Imagine, I've never been one to really I got my faults. I'm not the perfect person, but I've never been one to understand the idea of she's stealing my boy, stealing from the boys.
The ball and chain.
The idea that I know this is going to sound lame-o, and I don't think there's anything funny, but I think we can find something funny in this. Yeah. But just the idea that you wouldn't be friends with the person you marry. You know, the idea it's where he's like, oh man, she's no fun, and he hangs out with her instead of us, and we're his mates. It's like, oh, Sid, man, I imagine he likes her more than you.
Yeah, a lot more, and wants to spend all of his time with her.
Like that's a good thing that he likes. He's gonna have kids with her, man.
Yeah, exactly. But he says, so one night out, while Tamsin was sitting at the bar, she took her engagement ring off to take a photo of it. Someone called out to her, and she went to speak to them. So it was just me sitting there, me in the ring, and I took it.
Oh no, they always take them, don't they?
Always. I took it and I threw it away. Just to get back at her. She was so mad and had a fight with Gav. She basically fingered the boys and said that it was probably one of us goofing about. But I had thrown it away. Too little, too late. Gav defended the boys, but fuck Tamsin has been so upset ever since. And it looks like now the wedding might be off. She's so mad. I don't know what to do, but it feels like I need to tell the boys to either ask them for advice or go straight to Tamsin or Gav. It's ripping me up, and I need to do something. What do you think, Zach? What do you think? Do you think that Sid needs to go to Gav, to Tamsin, or the boys?
Yeah.
What's his option?
Or the boys.
Or the boys.
Or the boys. I don't think you have ever read out a more just clear cut.
Yeah.
You're the cunt.
Yeah. Yeah. Sid's the cunt.
Like that is like just unequivocally that guy's an asshole.
I've never said it before. It's redonkulous. It's redonkulous.
It's just a gooftastic.
It is gooftastic. That's amaze bowls is another saying I've heard, which I hate. But is there anything you think Sid can do in this situation, Zach?
It depends on what the ring is. Like if the ring is
A Cheeto.
A Cheeto ring, he could get a new one at the shops.
That's true.
If the ring is like a one of a kind, yeah, but like maybe if the ring's like something you can get down at Zammels, maybe he could buy a new ring and say, "All right, I took it, but here it is," or like
a new Zammels ring. They make beautiful rings.
Use a Zammel ring. I don't know. I think he should fess up. Yeah.
Yeah. Just say. Do you think he should go to Tamsin, Gav, or the boys first?
The boys.
Yeah, because the boys have got your back. You know, they've always
got your back, mate.
Yeah, boys have got your back. Don't worry about that, mate. Boys have got your back. Because the boys will. They don't like her either. They don't like Tamsin. Tamsin's a cunt.
Yeah, she's a bitch, apparently.
Oh, man, she's on her phone sometimes. She's the worst.
I can't express to you how many like videos have been made to this theme that do really well on Facebook and YouTube.
Oh man!
By like people that I meet once a year at VidCon, and then they're always really friendly. I'm like, yeah, he's actually a really nice guy. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, he's really nice. I met him at the Instagram lounge at the VidCon, which is like the conference for YouTubers. He's a really nice guy and really friendly. And then I'll be like, actually, I might check out his stuff.
Sure.
And then there's always this video. There's always like, oh mate, your misso's fucking stolen us from you.
That video, like, ball and chain, or the sort of video that's like things never said at a bar, and it's like 50 quick shots of comedians saying funny things, derogatory things at a bar. And that is funny stuff. I don't care who you are. That is funny, relatable stuff. Things you'd never say to your missus. Or relationships that change over a year. So it's like relationship, relationship now versus 10 years. You know? And
there's the ones I love because there are people, I would say someone like a Kinney does that genre well, and you go, they're good. Like he does that. Like he does it concisely, and it's always to the point. It's sort of like, it's like the, I'm trying to think of an example. Like he takes these accessible ideas and he thinks it through, and it's very clear and concise. And there's other people, I'll say, other friends and peers that do it well. And then there's a couple, and I'll leave it vague so all my friends and peers can think they're in that category. Then there's always a couple that just are like, where they like just forget what the point of it was like halfway through the video. So it'll be like relationship now versus relationship 5 years in.
Yeah.
and then like, so like when Kinney does it, there's very clear like points of like difference, and there are funny observations where you go, oh, that is a good point. And there's ones where they're like, hey, I made you, I bought you some flowers. And then like 5 years later, what?
You won't fuck me anymore. You won't look at my dick anymore. It's like, oh.
It's like, these aren't connected. Or just like, oh, honey, you made me dinner. Cut to, oh no, I hate dinner. It's like,
yeah, great. In 5 years, you just learned to hate dinner.
You just hate dinner now?
I hate dinner now. God, I hate dinner. That's relatable stuff,
dinners.
Though. God, I hate dinners.
Yeah, they always fall apart. No, Sid's a cunt.
You hate him.
A big
you hate
cunt.
him. Yeah.
I think Sid needs to tell Gav.
Gav.
I think he needs to tell Gav. So Gav
What he
can
done?
go. Gav can go. I'm sorry. Sid was so Gav has space to like be the one to rectify. That's what I think.
I think that's fair, and I think that's a great place to end the podcast on a beautiful note, Zachary Ruane. And I will say to you right now, Zachary Ruane, thank you so much, Zachary Ruane, for joining this podcast and joining my segment, Alan Chat, updates on Alan, and also the beautiful online confessions that we heard today. Namaste to you, Zachary Ruane.
Namaste, thank you. And hopefully my beard will come through enough so next time I'm on your podcast, I don't look like a fucking idiot.
Is that your subtle way of saying that you won't be on it for 6 months?
My beard will grow faster than that.
Okay, I didn't mean to upset you. God.
Everyone's coming at me saying it's months before your beard will look all right.
It'll look all right.
3 weeks.
You don't need to hear that. Give it 3 weeks. Well, Zachary,
3 weeks in.
I will see you in 3 weeks. Good night, Australia.
Good night, Australia.